So here in Moodle, we're going to have a look at how we can bulk change marks either for a group project or perhaps we've graded a series of essays and some of those essays haven't been submitted, so they're going to get a 0. And we're going to look at how we can add those empty grades in all in one go. So the first thing is we've got our book review assignment here. We're going to go ahead, we've got 11 participants, and grade a few of these. So there's no submissions here, but we're just going to type in some grades and we're going to skip a few as we go through and grade. So we have grades for a number of those submissions, and now we're going to jump into the gradebook and have a look in there and see how we can add zeros in for those empty grades. So we're going to go into grades. You can see we've got our book review graded with a few empty grades here, and basically we want to put a 0 in for each of these. Now we can click here and type in 0 and hit enter, but we're going to have a look at a quicker way of doing this. So we're going to come to the drop-down menu for Grade Report, and we're going to come to Single View. So in Single View, we won't see anything to start off with. We're going to select our grade item, so our book review. And then in here, you can see we've got our 56, 65 are the grades, and then the 1, 0. And basically, we're looking for this option down at the bottom. So we're going to perform a bulk insert into the empty grades of 0. So basically, check this box. And then we're going to come across to the right and press save. And then we can see 5 grades were set. We'll click continue. And so now we've entered zeros for all of those grades rather than having to click through. Now, we don't have a lot of students in this class, but for a bigger class, this technique can be really useful. So we'll come back to our course homepage here, and then we're going to go to our group project. Now, for this group project, we want to look at how we can give one grade to all members of the group, so the same grade for all members of the group, which may not always be the case when you're doing group work, but in this case, we're going to use that as the hypothetical. So we're going to click here, and we're going to go to Edit Settings. We're going to scroll down, and then under Group Submission Settings, we'll open this up. We're going to set this to Yes, and we're going to require the group to make a submission, and those are the 2 settings that we need to change here. So we'll go to Save and Display, and then you can see we've got 2 groups here, and we're going to go to Grade, and you'll see we'll get each individual student listed, and so we can click through to whoever has submitted. It's going to show us each student, but then as soon as we type in a grade, you can see down at the bottom, Apply grade and feedback to entire group is checked as yes. So now if I save and show next, then we can click OK. And if we go back to our gradebook and back to our grade report, then you can see for all members of that group, that grade of 76 was entered. So if we come back to our group project, we can grade again, come to another group member, and we will then apply that also to all those members, save and show next. And so we've graded the entire group just by entering the mark once within the Moodle Grade Book. Now, obviously, we're using a direct entry of the grade here, but we can also use a rubric as well if we want to give more detailed feedback, or we can type in our feedback as well. So you can see this apply grades and feedback to entire group. We'll also incorporate this feedback comments box as well. So you're going to be giving feedback to the entire group too. Obviously, we can also select no here and individually adjust students' grades as well if we want to. So this is some useful features for working with grades in the Moodle Gradebook. If you have a large number of grades to enter, or if you're working on grading group projects where that group will get the same marks for the work that they're doing. Hopefully this is useful. If you do have any questions, then please do get in touch.